among my many days of walking through the woods, this particular stone was bored through. I suspect it comes from the mill race days, and the cable was a neighbor's cable they threw out in their garbage. So the notion was to hang this thing as high as I could, create a piece of art. And the treat over to my left here was the great challenge, to get high enough to hang this thing and to create it at a height so that it could have some motion. And he said, "I've been timing your pendulum." He said it takes exactly 9.5 minutes for it to cut the arc in half. Now the trick to getting up this larger tree is this smaller tree, because it's like a pole, and I shimmied up as high as I could, and then I literally tied off the small one to the large one, and that gave me a little rope bridge, and I got to the limb I needed, and then I harnessed myself in, and I shimmied out to the end of the limb to hang this this cable down.
Yikes.
Yeah. Now here's the great thing about this one. I couldn't do it during daylight because I was afraid of being seen and then the park ranger coming. This was done at night. And the light that shines off the Hercules building hits the water, and it throws this wonderful glow into the woods. And you can see fairly well at night, but it was a nighttime activity. I've scoured the river for the first year, and then that's when I began to think I could do something with all this material.
4 months of work.
This is what I would do when I got tired at the office or needed time alone.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the summer, the foliage is so thick down here, nobody could see me working. So I could come and spend an hour or so after work, and then daylight savings came, and that ruined my evening. So I had to come on Saturdays. The last two days of work I spent Saturday mornings down here, but my concern was that people would find it and start pulling it apart. That's kind of why I wanted to document it.
It's, what are the dimensions, about 30 feet?
This little section here, I just did it on a whim, and it was just about 6 feet over, and I used, this is a live branch here.
Oh,
So that was the first one, and then I came back a week or two later, and I did a second panel, which was over here. I did this panel, and it's attached to living vines and to a living tree.
So is this then a total green canopy when it's...
Well, it's not. It started, the first two panels were trees that I used as props, and then I left it alone for a while, and I came back and I wanted to do more. So then I started filling in. So I came over here, did this panel. And then I came over and I did, this is done in about 6 panels.
Wow. Lots of lashing.
Yes, and everything you see, the lashing material, came out of the river in the park.
Cool.
T-shirts, ropes, twines, nylon, netting, fish line, pajamas, sweatshirts, blue jeans, and I would just come and rip up everything so it's lashed by everything that came out of the river.
That's really neat.
Or that was thrown away in the park.
And for our global viewers, what river is that?
That's the Brandywine. This space will never be a place that we could build a fire, but it needed a feature that resembled fire. So I left this shrub, and it kind of represents for me the fire that every home or wigwam or shelter needs. And then this tiny little vine that's hard to see is the smoke that drifts skyward and takes the prayers and the thoughts. And so I left the vine intact as well. So this is this completes the space. It's kind of holy ground.
It is indeed.